Welcome back, everybody, to our onboarding series. Today we're going to cover what is the secret sauce to helping new hires become great performers. If you recall, last week we covered the onboarding process that usually does not work. It's very common, very popular, but it normally says we're going to give you some general training, and for the first 3 months we're going to set an expectation, hopefully become very productive and grow. However, 25% of the new hires normally quit during the first 90 days, and those that remain hired become highly disengaged at a level of 70% disengagement, and they stay disengaged throughout the rest of their employment. So the model we're proposing says that we're going to set a higher expectation for the 6th and 7th month, and we're going to recognize that all new hires come into our employment in a deficit. And that deficit is caused because they're having to learn the culture, they're having to figure things out, and they're learning what it means to be successful. In order to help them get out of that deficit, our supervisors or managers for the first 3 months are going to provide a very regular weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly feedback to give them direction, insight, coaching, and training. And that feedback is going to continue for month 4, 5, 6, and 7. By doing this, you're going to see an incredible amount of growth, and you can expect further growth based on that relationship and that coaching relationship with the supervisors and the managers. So the secret sauce is this regular weekly, bi-weekly, monthly feedback that's done by the managers throughout the 3 to 6 month process. All right, but how do you do this? Let me give you an example of Coach Steve Kerr, how he did it with Steve Curry.
That's your shooting totals, that's your plus minus. All right? So it's not always tied together. You're doing great stuff out there. The tempo is so different when you're out there. Everything you generate for us is so positive. It shows up here. Not always there, but it always shows up here. You're doing great. Carry on, my son.
Wow, how encouraging. All right, notice a few things that he did. He shows them their stats. He's not just motivating, he's showing them their numbers. He uses stats to praise and update, and he uses casual conversations. Notice this wasn't a meeting. This was a very casual conversation, very human, and he does this a lot. So where do you fit this into the model? Here's what you do. Before you bring anybody on board, you give them expectations. You list out 7 things that you need for them to grow and be extremely successful at over the first 6 months. And you're going to build their training specific for those expectations, and then you're going to meet with them on a regular basis. Here's an example of what we're talking about. We took 7 skill sets. These are going to be different for you, different hires, because they have different positions, different expectations, and you're going to score them a 1, a 2, or a 3. 1 means that they're a beginner. 2 means that they're improving. They got to keep going. And 3 is that they're doing a great job. The message is get out of red, get into yellow, get into green. All right, so you take these and you put them in a spreadsheet. Don't worry, we have a template that you can download from our website. The cool thing about our template is that when you enter 1, it automatically turns into red. When you enter 2, it automatically turns into yellow. And when you enter 3, it automatically turns into green. So here's an example of those skill sets where we plugged them into our spreadsheet. Up at the top, you see the weeks in which we're going to sit with them on a weekly basis from their new date of hire. All right, so the first week, we're going to score them a 1 because they're beginner in these. Now, we're coaching them. We've already provided the training. On week 2, we're beginning to see some growth and some progress into yellow. By week 3 and week 4, you should be seeing a lot more progress. Look, it's very realistic that sometime in week 5, they're going to grow into green in some areas, but they're going to probably drop back down into 1 in some areas, but that's all right. You don't freak out. You're going to coach them. You're going to continue this regular conversation. You're going to mentor them, and you're going to help them get back into yellow. Notice we have a problem here, a challenge here on item number 15 in this case, in which we're going to keep monitoring, but we see a lot of green in other areas. There's a lot of improvement. So in week 7 and week 8, you continue the conversations, you continue the coaching, and you make sure that they're getting into greens and into yellows and that they're getting out of red. After 8 weeks, your goal should be to get them out of red. So how often do you do this? Well, during the first 2 months on a weekly basis. Between months 2 and 3, it's reasonable to go into bi-weekly basis if they're performing and they're moving in the right direction. After month 3, when you've seen that they've got out of red, then you continue this on a monthly basis for month 4, 5, and month 6. So here's some words of encouragement. It costs too much not to do it. You hire them. You have to develop them. They will be willing if they see you willing. So the secret sauce is coaching on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, and on a monthly basis over a period of 6 to 7 months to ensure their growth and their performance. All right, thank you guys for joining me. If you need one-on-one coaching to set up a training for your team or to help you rebuild your onboarding process, give me a call. Thank you very much.